This flowchart demonstrates the Monday.com process we've implemented for the onboarding sellers process, going from inbound leads to BDM process to the onboarding process. There's two types of sellers or new leads coming in, one directly on our website through the web form, or the BDMs strategically approaching sellers and filling out the form on the website. These new leads come into the leads board and then splits into contacts boards and the CRM board, and flow automatically into the new leads in the BDM process. When a new lead comes in, a BDM would assign a BDM to the lead, converting that into an assigned new lead. From an assigned new lead, a BDM can either put that seller on hold, reject the seller, or process to a contacted seller by contacting the seller. From there, again, they can either put on hold, reject the seller, or proceed to schedule a meeting and becoming a scheduled meeting and assigned lead. From there, again, they can either put on hold, reject the seller, or send agreement. After that, either they can put on hold, reject the seller, or sign up that seller. Once a seller is being signed, the next to step into the next process, a BDM would assign a SM to that seller, proceeding to that seller into the onboarding in progress. Once the seller has been signed, the next process would be for the financial check in progress and the financial check to be completed. Once the financial check is completed, then the ethical sourcing would start to progress, and then from there, ethical sourcing to be completed. Now, in between this process, if any seller is not responding and requires Bunnings action, there's a status we change in the onboarding status to put them into the delayed Bunnings action required group. From there, BDMs will action on those sellers, either bring them back to the onboarding process, or they may reject those sellers, where the SMs will go in and complete the rejection process. Also, in between the time, if there's any delays or any sellers get put on hold that does not require Bunnings action, they'll go into the delayed/on hold group, and they'll come back to where they're required to come back to when they're ready to proceed. Otherwise, when the ethical sourcing is completed and the onboarding process is completed, then those sellers are marked as onboarding endorsed. They're ready to be completed onboarding and account to be open. But if the SMs find if there's any more work need to be done or changes is required, they could put them into the changes required group, where the OP360 team or the onboarding team will need to do the extra work and put them back into the onboarding endorsed. Once everything is satisfied, the onboarding process then be completed, and then the SM team will go in and open the account, converting that seller into a completed seller. Now, in any case, if a seller is not meeting the requirements, the SM team can then suspend that seller and then reject that seller going into the rejected list. Thank you.